So number 8 is Gary Jackson, number 9 is Lee Jackson. There is number 3, the pole man, Darren Barton, seemingly with nothing to do here in the wet. Jackson on lap 5 of 18. 10, Roland Sands. 7, Gary Haslam. 11, Phil Stead. 49, Hilton Hinks. The Irishman, 49, is Hilton Hinks. But Gary Jackson, well, you could not meet nicer people than the Jacksons, or a nicer team than the one they ride for. Jackson, Sands, Haslam, Stead, Hinks and Jennings. That is your top 6. Gary Jackson loves the wet weather. These conditions really do suit him. He's not even using the dry-ish line. He's right out in the wet stuff. Gary Jackson. Well, Gary Jackson, where did he qualify? I'm having a look down onto the 3rd row, and he only just got on there in qualifying as well. So Gary Jackson qualified in 12th place. But certainly these conditions, he is making all his own. As you can see, Roland Sands there trying to pick the dry line if he can find it. He's under pressure from number 7, Gary Haslam. Still Phil Stead. Number 11 going brilliantly. 60, Callum Ramsey. Oh, what is that? 37.3 seconds behind in 23rd place. Well, Callum Ramsey is not scoring any points here, and you've got to wonder why he's even bothering to stay out there with a performance like this. Neil McKenzie will not be happy. Jason Davis is 9th, so Jason Davis on bike 17 there, 19 seconds off the lead. Jason Davis needs to win this race if he is to really claw back Callum Ramsey's big lead. So despite the fact Callum Ramsey isn't scoring any points, Jason Davis isn't taking any advantage of it. Gary Jackson doesn't care one single jot. He's going to be happy to win this race. So Gary Jackson then looking so very good. 2nd place at Cadwell Park, that was round 9. 2nd place at Mallory Park, that was round 10. This is Jason Davis. He's in 2nd place in the championship, but he's got to score plenty of points. At the moment he's lining up Lee Jackson for a pass up into Druids. This track is drying out rapidly now. Jason Davis is picking up places. He's really got to do that. He's got to really go for it now. Ramsey's mired back in the pack. He won't score points. Here's Gary Jackson. Gary Jackson lapping people, and one of those could be the series leader. Yes, Callum Ramsey. 60 is Callum Ramsey, about to be lapped. There he is, here at Brands Hatch. No points for Ramsey, 25 points going this way. Gary Jackson on lap 13 of the 18. Well, who would have lived to see this day? Callum Ramsey lapped. Why is he staying out, is my question. There's no need for it. He's not even going to get a minor point here. Maybe he's going to trip Jason Davis up if he comes round to lap him as well. Jackson on lap 15 of 18. Nobody to touch him. 31 is a back marker. That's Paul Gladwin. That's no back marker. That's Gary Haslam. And he is on the fastest lap now as this track drives. Gary Haslam, superb there, straight through. Got a great style, Gary Haslam. Looks like Haslam's just putting it together in the closing stages of this race, but I think he might have left it a bit too late as this track dries out now. Gary Jackson's the man in control. There he is, number 8. Brother Lee, well down the order at the moment. So Lee Jackson not doing so good here. Lee Jackson's had a couple of 2nd places earlier on in the series. Gary Jackson comes off of 2 2nd places. He's going to match those with a win here. 10, Roland Sands. Now, Roland Sands has been going better and better and better. He's had 3 3rd places in this series since he joined it at Knock Hill. Remember, Paul Bird drafted him in at the last moment, brought him over from California, and he couldn't have had harder races to be amongst. Oh, Haslam's caught him. Haslam has caught Gary Jackson. A lap and a half to go. Can Haslam do it? We're on the last lap. Haslam is pulling all the stops out. Gary Jackson, well, he's not under control now because he's got Haslam right with him. Roland Sands is there too. That's a mistake by Haslam. Haslam out too wide. Gary Jackson might just hang on here, down into Graham Hill. But the big ask is going to be going up into Clearways. Jackson's still there. Along Cooper Straight now. This is Surtees. Clearways is after that. Surtees corner. Sands might pinch it off of Haslam, yeah. This is a passing place. No. It's going to be Gary Jackson. Jackson's just got to hang on, keep his nerve, not get out of the damp patch too far. Oh, ho, ho! Wow, I thought Jackson had blown it there. He went out the damp stuff, but Jackson onto the Barham straight is going to win this race for me. Revitalised Gary Haslam. And then in third place, the superb Roland Sands. But Gary Jackson, well, to my memory, that is his first British Championship win. And what a superb win in difficult conditions that was. Well, you deserve to celebrate. I can't wait to hear what he's got to say after this race. He will be ecstatic. Brother Lee, a long way down. So, Jackson from Haslam, from Sands, and Gary Haslam is so happy for Gary Jackson. Well, I did say Jackson's, well, both the Jackson brothers, thoroughly nice men. So, therefore, there is some justice in the world. Congratulations all round, and confirmation of the result. The top three, Jackson, Haslam and Sands. Phil Stead, what a great fourth place for him. Chris Bishop fifth, Pete Jennings sixth, Hilton Hinks in seventh, and Jason Davis, a disappointing eighth for him. He's not going to win the championship from down there. Zanotti, Tunstall, Barton in 11th, Lee Jackson in 12th, Norvell, Sawford, Clark, the last points winner of this race.
First British Championship win. How does that feel?
Brilliant. I had a second at Cadwell, second at Mallory, and it went my way again. I like the wet and brilliant. Took the right tyre choice, which was wets. It started to move towards the end, but brilliant that was.
I had everything to gain, really, and nothing to lose. So I went out there and unfortunately finished 8th, but pulled some more points on him, so he can't take it away with him this weekend, and it's all down to the last round.
That was a very good result for me. Jason only been 8th, so he has to win no matter what to win the championship. So if he doesn't win, he's no chance of winning it because I'm 20 points in front, and I just need to finish, hopefully. Touch wood.
No time to be smug though, because Jason Davis might pull one out the bag. Still, it is John McGuinness in third place, equal now with Haslam, Barton fourth, Lee Jackson fifth, Tom Tunstall sixth, and Gary Jackson in seventh. The Superbike battle to be top privateer has seen Dave Heel emerge as the man to beat. But then again, the bigger they are, it's the moment most fans have been waiting for. It's the Superbikes, and it's the battle of brands. It's also the time when privateer Top Gun Dave Hill watches with envy from the 99 bike as the factory-supported riders blitz round the Indy track, having filled the first 3 rows of the grid. But Dave's got other things on his mind. He knows to win the Privateer Cup, and therefore beating his nearest challenger, Gordon Blackley, could move him into the big league. Blackley's been chasing hard all year. First he's the now injured John Crockford to contend with, then Hill. And to make matters worse, Crockford's team has drafted in Carl Harris on the 15 bike. It's not easy being a privateer.
Well, the last time we caught up with the Privateer Championships was mid-season, and there was one guy looking very dominant indeed, John Crockford. He graced that top step more than any other, but the last 4 rounds have proved to be an absolute disaster. 5 DNFs, and he now has a broken femur, so it's now a 3-way battle. And I caught up with Dave Heel, leading the championships now by 32 points. Well, Dave, you have a fairly comfortable buffer coming into this penultimate round here at Brands Hatch. You could sew it up this weekend, couldn't you?
Yeah, I mean that's the plan. Fingers crossed. We've had the champagne on ice all weekend. Hopefully we'll be celebrating come the end of it. I understand John's not riding because he's broken his ankle, which is obviously a great help to me. I've still got to watch out for Gordon Blackley, who's only 38 points behind, but we've just finished the first qualifying session and I'm 4 or 5 in front of Gordon. At the moment we're on pole position in the privateers by about half a second, I think, so it's all looking good. Things are looking good for you. Now, in terms of your championship, it was a bit of a slow start for you. For obvious reasons, it didn't work for you on the SP1. You swapped the Kawasaki. I remember the first time I spoke to you on the podium, Alton Park, that's when things really kicked off for you, isn't it? Yeah, for sure. We started off with a Honda and things just didn't turn up that was promised, and the bike wasn't as competitive as we'd hoped. So we switched machinery halfway through, as you say, and we won first time out on it and was leading in the second race, unfortunately, till a fuse went. Little 10-pence fuse. If that hadn't have gone, we'd have won the championship by now. But that's, you know, we can all say that. But ever since then, yeah, we've had 7 wins and 3 second places, I think. So it's a shame we didn't have the Kawasaki from the word go, because I think we'd be sitting here champions elect already, you know.
There's 100 points up for grabs, and I think if I can get those 100 points, which obviously is more difficult than it sounds, we could be there at the end of the season.
Now, in terms of the start to the championship, Brands Hatch revisited. You got a first and a second. You need a repeat performance of that. Obviously, would be great to get 2 wins here.
Obviously 2